In this day and age, body piercings are very popular. If your friends get something pierced, then it's likely that you'll want to get something pierced as well. And while you think it's all fun and carefree and have nothing to worry about, think again. There's actually a darker side to piercings, and that's what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today. Hey YouTube, I'm Court McGinley and welcome back to the most amazing top 5. Sit back, subscribe, and let me entertain you. Before we get started, I want to know, if you could get any piercing, where would it be and why? Let me know your answers down in the comments. Alright, let's get started on a list of the top 5 most dangerous piercings. In at our number 5 spot, eyebrow. Now this one surprised me. This is a more common piercing after all. While it's unlikely a problem will occur, if it does, it's bad. If this piercing results in a tissue injury, it will only take you a few days after you get it pierced to notice. So if you make it past that mark, you're all good. However, there have been cases where a careless eyebrow piercing made the tissue around the area cause the person's vision to weaken, which is pretty terrifying. Also, since the damage isn't due to the nerves but the tissue, this can result in extreme dry eyes. So like I said, this is one of the more rare dangerous piercings, but it can still happen. And with your sight being up as a bargaining chip, it's not worth the risk. In at number 4, ear piercing beyond the lobe. Multiple piercings and cartilage piercings can leave long-term scarring that will be visible when you no longer want to wear the jewelry, which, let's be honest, will happen. You're going to get older and eventually get sick of the multiple piercings. I mean, there's a reason none of our grandparents have crazy piercings. At least the majority of grandparents don't anyway. Anytime you make an incision, you're going to have a scar. Doctors will often be asked to reconstruct someone's ears after years of wearing spacers or having cartilage being torn due to having multiple piercings and having it get snagged on something and ripped out. At number 3, snake bite. Some of you might not be familiar with this piercing, so let me explain. It's a curved barbell put through the tip of the tongue, and apparently it's an incredibly unsafe piercing to have. Along with that, we also have something very similar yet equally dangerous called snake eyes or venom bite. And this one is made up of one curved barbell with a ball on each end, and it's right at the end of the tongue. Some of you might have noticed that this is the piercing Danielle Bregoli has. Some studios have actually banned their staff from giving people this piercing because it's so dangerous. The reason this is a dangerous piercing is because it binds together the two muscles that make up the tongue so that they cannot move independently. Turns out this piercing is also very dangerous for your teeth. The jewelry itself sits on the back of the teeth. It's almost guaranteed that the person will see gum erosion, cracking or chipping of teeth, or rejection or migration of the piercing, leaving a nasty looking scar. Yeah, definitely not worth it. In at number 2, corset piercing. This one looks incredibly painful. And surprise, surprise, it's not a safe piercing to get. Certain piercings like this one tend to damage the nerves beneath them, often causing certain organs to dysfunction or stop functioning altogether because the nerves won't take the signals. This can even sometimes affect the central nervous system as well. So yeah, while some of them may look pretty to you, they are definitely not worth it. Not to mention if one of those piercings catch on to a piece of your clothing, ouch. And coming out at number 1 spot, genital piercings. No surprise there. It's been reported that 99% of people who have gotten their genitals pierced have had problems with it. Some are minor, such as basic discomfort, but most are really problematic, such as infections, and it might prevent women from being able to conceive or men not being able to become erect. It also increases the risk of sexually transmitted diseases and, more often than not, damage caused to condoms. So yeah, this can really increase the risk of you getting pregnant, or it prevents you from having a baby altogether. So it's probably best to not get this pierced. Well, there you have it. That's a list of the top 5 most dangerous piercings. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.